This is a presentation of Hawthorne Public Schools and Bears Broadcasting. This is a presentation of Hawthorne Public Schools.
Good evening. My name is Allison Perini, and I'm the Student Council President. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be followed by the playing of our national anthem. I will now call upon Mr. Jaden Schwed, who will lead us as we begin the commencement ceremony of the class of 2022. Following the Pledge of Allegiance, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would like to have a moment of silence in honor of Cameron Davis, a Jefferson Elementary School student who passed away this week. Thank you. Ms. Goff and members of the Board of Education, Mr. Spirito, honored guests, administrators, faculty and staff members, parents, relatives, and friends of the class of 2022. It is truly an honor to greet you this evening and welcome you all to the annual commencement ceremony of Hawthorne High School. Tonight is a very special night that we will celebrate the accomplishments of this senior class. It is with great pride that I would like to announce the Salutatorian for the class of 22. Miss Tina Barsbay.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome the Board of Education, faculty and staff, family, friends, and my fellow graduates to the class of 2022 graduation ceremony. I would like to start by congratulating the class of 2022, our class valedictorian Turner Marks, and our proud families on a job well done. As we gather here tonight, I find it amazing that we can celebrate with a sense of normality. In honor of our hard work, I would like to reflect on the unique 4 years leading up to this point. What we experienced was unlike any other class before, but we emerged stronger as a result of our struggles. Entering as freshmen, we experienced the first taste of life as high schoolers. We asked questions like, what friends will I make, or what job will I have in the future? We expected to progress as typical high schoolers did in the past. However, we did not have that opportunity. Sophomore year started off normal, but little did we know that it was the calm before the storm. We are confronted by something that has never been seen before in the history of Hawthorne High School. We were hit by a global pandemic. We tried to make sense of senseless times. 2 weeks of anticipated lockdowns became 2 years of unexpected obstacles. Words such as isolation, stress, and uncertainty became commonplace. We fluctuated between our new lives and a desire to return to our old lives. It would seem as if our sophomore year was all for nothing, but upon reflection, this could not be further from the truth. Amongst the conflicts, we were forced to learn essential skills that aren't typically taught in the classroom. We learned self-discipline. Even under atypical circumstances, our futures were still in our hands. And most important was the sense of unity that we all felt during these harsh times. We were in the same situation and felt the same apprehension. Perhaps it is the harshest times that foster the strongest sense of empathy. It is the kindness, the understanding, and the support of the community that helped pull us through this unforeseen time in our lives. These are the unexpected positives that we gained from that difficult year. Junior year was a different but fundamentally similar story, revolving between remote learning, hybrid learning, normal learning, and did I mention remote learning? We desperately tried to reclaim our lives, but found ourselves interrupted time and time again. We were wearing masks, standing 6 feet apart, and having constant temperature checks. Despite those crazy times, what makes them so beautiful was that we adapted. We found ways to resume extracurricular activities online to keep the school spirit alive. Although this may seem small, it was a large step towards resuming a more typical school culture and community. We also found ways to resume our lives. Many of us took up new hobbies to pass the time. It soon became clear that we could not live for the past. We had to live for the present. And that is exactly what we did. And we are living proof of this accomplishment. And that brings us to our senior year, where we returned to school full time. We reunited beyond the computer screen. We finally saw everyone at school again. Our friends, our teachers, and even some new faces. Well, at least half their faces. We finally hope to return to our normal way of life. I think that the word normal usually carries a sense of comfort and warmth. When all is abnormal and may never be normal again, how could we possibly attain solace? We didn't realize it at the time, but when quarantine ended, we stepped into a different world. One may even say that we experienced real life before it was even supposed to begin. But if there is one thing that we learned from this experience, it is that we are ready for anything. We have emerged stronger than ever, ready to face any new challenges. We can now build a better future for ourselves and our families. What makes our class stand out from previous years is our resilience. We were shaped by the challenges that we faced. This chapter of our lives will soon come to an end. But as we turn the page, let us not forget those who have helped us. I would like to personally thank my teachers, past and present. I also want to thank my parents and my sister Leanna for supporting me along the way. Lastly, I want to thank my fellow graduates who shared this unforgettable journey with me. When we cross paths again, I hope that we find each other happy and prosperous. The beautiful thing about life is that it's full of challenges. We've learned that we can never predict what will happen next. But with the experiences that we gained, it is my hope that we can use our newfound strength and knowledge to pave a better future for ourselves. Let us not lament on the past and the things that could have been. Instead, let us embrace the new and better future. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Thank you and good luck. Thank you so much.
And now the valedictorian for the class of 2022, Mr. Turner John Marks.
I'll find it. There it is. Good evening, distinguished guests, family, friends, faculty, and my fellow graduates. First off, congratulations to every person here. You've been part of a life-changing experience for at least one of us on this field right now. So on behalf of my class, thank you. As many of you know, I think in numbers and equations and formulas.
It's just what makes sense to me. So I really tried to get this 40-yard whiteboard to put out some truly inspiring equations for you guys, but as you can see, it didn't really work out. So I'm just gonna settle for this inspiring motto stick. This near and dear jumble of words that I'm about to give to you came from a recent inductee of the Drum Corps International Hall of Fame and Rose Parade Honor Band Director, of which I was lucky enough to be a member, Richard Salcedo. During the last rehearsal, on the night before the parade, Mr. Salcedo tried to inspire us to make this the best turn we had ever done, saying, "We're chasing excellence here, but I'll settle for perfection," which never really made sense to me, but as I reflect now, it does. Since the dawn of time, perfection has been chased because it's safe and comfortable, and there are less variables to endanger each and every one of us. From the perfect ideals of circles and squares, told you I'd get the numbers in there, which made humans made up in their drive for perfection, to the coined baseball term of a perfect game. We as a society grow up thinking perfection is positive, the goal, the light at the end of the tunnel. But in reality, perfection is closer to one of those noir Instagram filters, pulling the life, the color, out of a less perfect, but arguably better picture. If we can all approach life without the focus on the comfort of perfection, without filters, but rather with an acceptance of mistakes and bobbles, freedom becomes that much closer. That's powerful. To truly describe a moment like this, perfect cannot be the word. Excellence encompasses the pure, unfiltered greatness that is tonight. As we reminisce on the past 4 years filled with playoff events throughout sports seasons, broken school records, the renewal of the fall bonfire, and even a sustainable new source that we worked on called Plectros. The focus on perfection eliminates the critical moments of failure. The red ink that inspired studying, the brown dirt on knees from the ground of the football field, and the terrible green text messages from that one Android friend as we tried to plan a get-together. The bumps in the road are a vital part of our stories. So to my classmates, tell those stories, own and appreciate the color in your life. Because without the color, life is constricted to the bleak, monotonous stories that are perfection. As you guys add to your metaphorical paint palette, your past, present, and future can open up beyond the perfect scene and into an exciting, emotion-filled moment. With the upcoming chapter of our lives, I implore you to add color into your life. Take the risks, make the failures, bake in that excellence. I hope for all of you that the wide, unknown world we are about to explore creates moments that can only be described as excellent. Before I close, I must acknowledge some key influential people that I'm pleased to call excellent. To my mom and dad, thank you, plain and simple. Although 8th grade TJ with his weird mohawk thing called you guys perfect, I can now see you are truly excellent. And to my climbing coach, Chris, thank you for giving the most amazing viewpoints, especially on perfection, and of course for all the gains. And lastly, to the class of 2022, congratulations, thank you for a ride, we made it. Let's go Bears.
Thank you so much, Tina and TJ. I am proud to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Richard A. Spirito.
Thank you, Allie, and good evening, everyone, on this beautiful night. I'm so glad to be here. And I would like to begin by, of course, welcoming our Ms. Goff, our board president, all of our Board of Education members, family members and friends, as well as all of our alumni here tonight. And I saw many of you walking in tonight. But we're here tonight, as was already mentioned, to celebrate the remarkable class of 2022. I would like to begin, before I address the graduates, by recognizing our faculty here at Hawthorne High School, who have mentored and guided these high school students over the past 4 years. Your efforts have been instrumental to the intellectual growth and achievements that we celebrate today. So I would like to take a moment to say thank you to all of our faculty members who are here and those who are not as well. I would also like to thank Mr. DeMeo, our interim principal, for his steady leadership over the past 2 years. You know, when I called Mr. DeMeo to serve as our interim principal, neither one of us knew the challenges that we would face. And I'm sure Mr. DeMeo often wonders what the last 2 years of retirement would have been like if he had just said no. But we thank Mr. DeMeo for his outstanding service to the students and staff at Hawthorne High School, and we wish him well in his second and I believe his final retirement. Thank you, Mr. DeMeo. And of course, a special welcome to the parents, family members, and friends who are here with us tonight to share in the joy of watching a loved one reach this milestone of graduation day. Your support and encouragement have been essential to your child's success. You have helped them overcome many unprecedented challenges over the past 4 years, and for that, we thank you all, parents, family members, and friends. Thank you. And finally, and most importantly, to the class of 2022, and as TJ and Tina both said, yes, you've made it, and congratulations. And we all know the challenges of the past few years have been truly unique. And I'm sure you expected your time in high school to bring new experiences, but that probably didn't include a global pandemic, 18 months of virtual classes and awards ceremonies, modified sports schedules, and limited extracurricular activities. And just when you thought the pandemic was over, Hurricane Ida visited Hawthorne and closed schools on the first day of your senior year. Who could forget that? And yet, here you are, sitting here on graduation day with your classmates. You have overcome immense obstacles to get here, and no one can ever take that away from you. However, some of you may be thinking about what comes next. What will be the next step in my journey, and what will that be like? Well, please allow me to share the story of a palm tree. Over the past 4 years, many of us felt as though we were facing a storm, a feeling of being pushed to the brink, of being uprooted or blown over. The reality is that we have all weathered a different type of storm, which brings me to the palm tree. The palm tree is the most resilient tree. It has a genetic makeup that allows it to be very flexible. In fact, it has the capacity to bend until it's parallel to the ground without breaking. Studies prove that during hurricane-force winds, palm trees will mostly stretch and not break or be uprooted. It is also documented that the palm tree will rise back up and stand tall when the storm passes. Although palm trees may be bent and pushed over by these strong winds, their root systems are actually being strengthened and given new opportunities to grow. Seniors, over the past 4 years, you have shown amazing resilience and strengthened your roots. This new strength will provide each of you with the stability to move forward, flourish, and successfully navigate whatever challenges lie ahead for you. So whether you're headed to college, the military, or your future career, I would like to share some advice from a palm tree. So remember to reach high, soak up the sun, stand tall and proud, remember your roots, drink plenty of water, be content with your natural beauty, and enjoy the view. Seniors, thank you again for serving as an inspiration to me, your teachers, your classmates, your parents, and friends. It's now time to rise up, stand tall, and chase your dreams. And I look forward to hearing about all of your many successes in the years to come. Congratulations again to all of our parents, and congratulations to the class of 2022. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the president of the Hawthorne Board of Education, Mrs. Abby Goff.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to start by saying how grateful I am to be standing before you this evening. Grateful that we are able to hold the ceremony in person and outside. Grateful to see a crowd full of family, friends, and faculty here in support. and most importantly, grateful for the opportunity to address the amazing Hawthorne High School class of 2022. While this night is one I and my fellow board members look forward to all year, I know that none of you came to hear the board president speak. So I will follow the advice of Franklin Roosevelt that he gave to his son. Be sincere, be brief, and then be seated. Graduates, you made it. 2,340 school days later, here you are, graduating high school. Many of you don't know me. In fact, most of you don't know me. But I am one of the many who have been standing on the sidelines cheering you on. Some of those times, we are physically standing on the sideline of a sporting event yelling, "Go Blue." While other times, we are quietly scrolling the Bears decision page, beaming with pride each time a new student is added. As you leave here today, know that there will always be people cheering you on from the sidelines. You may not always hear them, you may not always see them, but I promise you, they are always there. The tricky part about life is that we often don't realize the importance of a moment until it is in the rearview mirror. I am here to tell you, while you're still in this moment, tonight is important. You've worked so incredibly hard to get here today. Your parents have worked hard to make sure you got here today. And your teachers have worked hard to make sure you were prepared to be here today. So on this night that matters so much, I encourage you to take all of the pictures, hug all of the people, and sign all of the yearbooks. You will look back on this night and be glad you did. Congratulations to you all, and remember, once a bear, always a bear.
TJ, I'm that Android guy. Good evening. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this evening to celebrate our seniors and the culmination of an academic journey over these past 13 years. Before I address the students, I'd also like to acknowledge those who make this special evening memorable. To thank Mr. Spirito for his leadership and guidance. Mr. Spirito is dedicated to Hawthorne and our school district, and he holds it in high esteem as he works tirelessly to assure the success of our students. And despite that phone call 2 years ago, there's no better way to leave but to go here where I grew up. Thank you to our district administrators. You have all listened, guided, and provided direction for our seniors to attain this goal. Your enthusiasm and drive to see our students succeed is what facilitated their success. I want to wish Mrs. Graciano and Dr. Chopra all the best in their future positions. You have both been such outstanding additions to the Hawthorne School District. Your energy and expertise will be missed. I'd like to personally thank Mr. Mazzaka, Ms. Pasquale, Ms. Weigert for helping me navigate these past 2 years. I would not have been able to manage these unprecedented and certainly challenging times without your support. Speaking of facilitators of success, thank you to all our faculty members and staff for your commitment to help our students grow into the independent citizens that sit before you here tonight. A special thank you to our senior class advisors, Mr. Chris Warner and Mr. Ryan McMahon, for their years working with this class and tremendously adapting to all the changes they had to make. I also want to give a big thank you to our Teacher of the Year, Miss Danielle Rousseau. And it pains me to say this, and for Mr. Schell, for everything that he has done for this class and organizing tonight's events. We all appreciate the time and effort you both put into making this memorable night for our seniors and their families. There's also one more group that needs to be acknowledged and congratulated on a job well done. At this time, I would like for our students to stand and thank your parents and family members for guiding, supporting, and loving you. Without them, you might not be sitting here this evening. Yeah, I gave one of those. To the class of 2022, you made it. This was certainly not the way you envisioned your high school years, but nonetheless, you successfully navigated all the obstacles, mandates, and stresses along the way and made it to the finish line. Now it's time to look ahead to the next steps in your life's journey. By now, we have all been reminded that life is unpredictable and at times can be downright cruel. But we don't have control of that. The only thing you can control is you and how you choose to live your life and to react to its challenges. The decisions you make, the interactions with people, the efforts you put forth, these are the things you can control. They ultimately determine the quality of your days. Now, I'm a big country music fan, a genre that is often referred to as three chords and the truth. So naturally, my inspiration gets drawn from this music. In the words of Brad Paisley, I know at 18, it's hard to see past this Friday night. These lyrics are from a song about a letter he wrote to his younger self, a song that talks about the choices in life we make. You're going to move on from here and begin a life of independence. Whether you have decided to go into the workforce, attend college, or enlist and serve our country, you are now beginning the chapter of your life where you begin a life of independence. Though you are never alone on this journey, you are now the one responsible for the path you lead. You will begin to leave your own mark on this world, and the choices you make will determine your legacy. We all go through tough times. What determines our strength is getting up after those tough times and moving forward with a positive attitude. You're going to live a life of self-servitude, or are you going to give in others of need? Are you going to spend your time dwelling on your struggles, or are you going to lift your head and seek positivity in all your experiences? These decisions are what determine how people will remember you. And as Rascal Flatts says, it's not if, but how people will remember you. I want to wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Go make your indelible mark on this world. But as you travel through this journey, remember you are never alone because, as Ms. Goff also said, once a bear, always a bear, and bears take care of each other. Congratulations. Now, one thing that really has to occur this evening. Mr. Spirito, it's my responsibility and honor to certify that all the students assembled here this evening have met the requirements for high school diploma and set forth as by the state of New Jersey and the Hawthorne Board of Education.
Deliver Dino Abadinoski Jr. Lisa Marie Alba. Gabriella Alieno. Stephanie L. Allen. Franklin Almonte Jr. Jod Alshima. Edward Jr. Alvarez. Brianna Rose Andrioli. Nicholas Anthony Arabia. Massimo Salvatore Arenata. Griffin Martinez Avella. Estelle Colette Barbieri. Eugene Dylan Barbieri. Tina Barsbay. Robert Frank Beatty. Brandon Anthony Beltran. Jeremy Belfils. Max Bolanos. Jason Anthony Brzezinski. Maya Rose Cabrera. Amanda R. Calley. Joseph Gerald Canales. Fiorella Carvo. Kayla Nicole Cashin. Shane Joseph Cashin. Rafael Alexis Castaneda. Justin Andrew Castillo.
Kevin Antonio Castillo. Lisbeth Castillo. Isabella Rita Chicazola. Reham T. Chowdhury. Meadow Jade Cigarella. Hannah Rain Chico Peters. Ivan Manuel Claros. Alyssa Margaret Clemente. Brianna Noel Collins. Gavin D. Conlon. Ruby Owens Conroy. Gianna Lee Convertino. Carter Sean Coy. Daniel S. Cruz. Jack A. Cucci. Guillermo Ivan Cunningham. Jamie Lynn Damstra. Milady Davila. Gabriela Maria Del Val. Jason Daniel DeMarco. Ariana Paula Diaz. Michael Joseph Dion. Liliana Rose Di Paula. Olivia Irene Desant. Ryan M. Dockeray Jr. Kyle Jason Donkersloot. Hunter Nicole Dravanos. Ethan Henry Dunn.
Troy Cooper Eckert. Angeli M. Estrada Garcia. Sean Michael Everett. Joel A. Fernandez. Tyler Fieldhouse. Daniel Scott Finch. Claire Juliana Fitter. Erin D. Foley. Rebecca Joy Gehring. Nicole Patricia Galella. Louis A. Gatto. Sarah Lynn Giardino. Aliana M. Gomez. Aline Annabelle Gomez. Justin Anthony Gudschmidt. Jason Preston Harmer. Haley Elizabeth Holmberg. Cami E. Hoyt. Mia Destiny Huerta. Kevin George Huffman. Tyshawn R. Jenkins. Sally Juque. Christopher Elias Hulka Berokal. Taylor Carolyn Keenan. Trevor Anthony Kingslow. Emily M. Nepper. Zamira Valerie Knight. Grace Ann Corpix.
Natalia Patricia Kostanko. Nicholas Andrew Kozak. Paulina Rebecca Cruz. Zachary Molly. Matthew Daniel Maloney. James Anthony Manzo Jr. Turner John Marks. Brian Mariquin. Ulysses Endelson Martinez. Brandon Lee Massey. Lindsay Curdock Masters. Kayla Jane Matos. Thomas J. Mazzola. Caitlin Ann McGurlin. Bennett Joseph Megnan. Zalette Mendez. Marifel Miguel. Emily Madison Mizaraka. Alexander Montoya. Gianna Julia Morel. Cody S. Marizzo. Carolyn Elizabeth Morrow. Andrew Morzetta. Colby Patrick Malanaphy. Elias Aboud Manirji. Angela Rose Natal. Ashton Sean Navarette. Brian Nicholas Ing.
Gianna Marie Acapinci. Edward Joseph O'Hagan. Jacqueline Agatha Palmer. Michael A. Palmer. Kaylee Paredes Garcia. Ariana Pena. Allison Judith Perini. Lillian A. Picars. Jordan Emily Pierce. Natalie Alice Polma. Kayla Marie Porter. Anthony Palouse. Lourdes Victoria Ramirez. Alexa Ramirez Burgos. Amy M. Ramirez Rapallo. Sydney Grace Reicher. Liliana Marie Riley. James Devin Reyes. Miguel J. Rodriguez. Ryan Rodriguez. Brianna Alejandra Romero. Bishop O. Ruiz. Chesley Joanna Ruiz. Emily Christine Runs. Tatiana Sadek. Answer Saeed. Erdovan Sakir. Sandy Valentina Salazar. Daniela Maria Sancho. Isaiah William Santiago.
Isabella Regina Sasso. Kaylin Cecilia Savage. Griffin James Schiavo. Alexis Vincenza Senna. Charles Patrick Seraphin. Amy Cerna. Jaden Anthony Schwed. Raphael Schuler Smith. Stephen J. Soto. Christopher Thomas Sprito. Luke Ryan Strednick. Liram Suleimani. Stephen Jacob Sweetman. Kaylee Rachel Tanis. Hudson Thomas Testa. Daniel Tran. Marcos Trasbach. Natalia Trasbach. Sophia Elizabeth Upvik and Emma Upvik. Adriana Valenti. Justin Russell Vandermast. Jocelyn M. Vargas. Samantha Vega. Laurel Margaret Vysotsky. Julianne A. Vukovic. Logan Christopher Warner. Ryan Williamson. Dune Yaldroka. Maria Alejandra Zapata. Johnny Louis Zurilla.
Please rise as the class of 2022, led by the Hawthorne High School Band, sings the Alma Mater. You are all welcome to join in the singing. After the Alma Mater, kindly be seated and remain seated throughout the recessional. Thank you. Ms. Goff and members of the Board of Education, Mr. Spirito, administrators, honored guests, members of the faculty, parents, and friends, I have the distinct honor of presenting to you this evening the Hawthorne High School Class of 2022 graduates.
This has been a presentation of Hawthorne Public Schools and Bears Broadcasting.